Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I am spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White, and today is May 4th, 2023, and welcome to Ask Me Anything. Well, what kind of week has everybody had? Hi, Bernadette. I'll try to get back to that question, Bernadette. Hi, Elisa. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Tom. Hi, Karen. Hi, Deanie. Hi, Dee Dee. Yeah, finally beautiful weather, right? I know. Thank God. I'm so happy about that. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Anne. Hi, Karen. Hi, Marge. Hi, Melinda. I'm so glad everybody's here tonight. Hi, Trey. Hi, Marge. Hi, Linda. Hi, Vicky. Yay. Hi, Patricia. Oh, thank you. Everything. It's comforting to talk to James and to me. I think that's great. Thank you very much. And I will get to everybody here. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kim Ann. May the 4th be with you, Trey. That's so funny. Somebody sent me that today. My friend Lori sent me that. So thank you for that. So this is quite a week we have, right? This is quite a week because there's so much astrological things happening. I thought we'll go over a lot of May right now. We'll go through some of the things in May because there's just so much going on here. So let's look at, let's start with right now. Okay? Because right now, first of all, tomorrow morning we have an eclipse in the United States. Tomorrow we have we have the lunar eclipse, and it starts Pacific time at 8:14 a.m. and it ends. It's about 4 hours and 17 or 18 minutes, and it ends at 12:31 p.m. Pacific time. So on my Instagram and on my Facebook, we have a timetable that you can see, and it depends on where you are. If you're in London, it starts at 3:14 p.m. and it ends at 7:30 p.m. If you're in Sydney, Australia, it starts at 1:14 a.m. and ends at 5:30 a.m. So you can see different time zones I have for this. I also have Japan and India on there too. So you can figure out where you are and figure out the time of this eclipse. So this eclipse, it's a very interesting eclipse. It's called a penumbral eclipse. And that's when part of the moon is blocked, okay? And this happens a couple of times a year. And eclipses, we need to remember this, they help us realign with our soul's purpose, okay? They correct our path, when we need correcting. And this particular full moon eclipse is about releasing old habits, releasing, say, people in your life or circumstances that are not in alignment with your higher self. So the best way to use this type of energy for this full moon eclipse is to actively, sit in meditation, clearing your mind, your body, and your soul. It's a time period. If you can, I know most people work. I'll be working tomorrow. A lot, most people work. In fact, I'll be having a session with people, actually, probably a couple of them during this eclipse. Just dawned on me. So it's going to be a powerful sessions tomorrow. So, but if you can, rest tomorrow. Find some time to rest. Find some time in the morning to really meditate, go inward. Tomorrow is not a time to put your crystals out. So many people have asked me that. It's not a time to make moon water because this is a south node eclipse. It's called a Ketu eclipse. And Ketu deals with the past and karma. And this type of eclipse brings us huge transformation. So this is not the time to put out our crystals. And you'll probably hear me say that a lot. Tonight is not the time to put out crystals, and it's not the time to make moon water. It is the time to go inward. It is the time to meditate. It's the time to journal. It's the time to take very good care of yourself. Maybe you'll have some, hot tea in the morning or something, something calming or a nice cup of coffee and just kind of relax, okay? Because it's keeping up with a spiritual practice. Think of your loved ones, perhaps. Because this also indicates a very emotional day. This eclipse, the supermoon eclipse, is like supercharged, and it indicates high tides. Our tides will be high. We could have storms. I saw that there was a tornado in Los Angeles today. I mean, these are things that just don't normally happen. It also brings big eruptions in our emotions. So tomorrow may be a very emotional day. And having said that, relationships can be stressful. So probably the best thing to do is, just keep as, probably, calm as you can, and really, have gratitude for being here on earth, and kind of think in a really positive way. Okay. But that would probably be the best thing to do, because, and also, releasing things, again, as I said, that really no longer serve you here. Tomorrow also is something really powerful. Aside from we have the lunar eclipse, I find it fascinating that it is also the Wesak full flower moon. So the Wesak, say that 5 times, the Wesak full flower moon, it is once a year, and it's on May 5th. And so this is what they believe was Buddha's birthday, that Buddha was born on May 5th. That's what they believe. And according to this legend, they believe that Buddha promised he would come back every day on this day, May 5th. And he comes to regenerate the earth. And theosophists teach that the Christ, they call it, the Christ gathers the entire spiritual hierarchy together in prayer and meditation at this full moon. And it increases the energy on earth and the divine light within us. So it's a really powerful, powerful day tomorrow. So if you can, just take some time to just go inward, is really what I'm saying. And May is a powerful month. I mean, May is a very powerful month. So, and also I want to say this about this eclipse tomorrow. It's in Libra. The full moon is in Libra in Vedic astrology. And this represents law. It represents balance and justice. And so also this full moon, we may be looking at choices in our life. Like, what direction are we going? That fork in the road, when a K2 eclipse occurs, it makes us look at the fork in the road to make a decision, go left, go right. It's that period of time. And this energy from this particular eclipse will last about 4 months. Okay. So I did want to say that. And then on May 10th, so Mars has been out of bounds, but Mars comes back into bounds at approximately the next few days. But Mars moves into Cancer on May 10th. And Mars is debilitated in Cancer, meaning it doesn't do well in Cancer. It could make a lot of people feel very frustrated or angry. And this lasted till July 1st. Oh my gosh. This is quite a month that we have. It's quite a month. Now, don't forget, everybody, Mercury is still retrograde and Pluto is retrograde. So let's just take Pluto right now, because Pluto's in retrograde until October. And it's retrograde in Vedic astrology in Capricorn until October 10th. Yeah. And Pluto is the hidden planet. It's all about death and destruction and renewal. And so this particular Pluto retrograde, watch for things, well, just like with Mercury retrograde, breaking down, or things, finding hidden things. So let's say you find something hidden that you needed to take care of. That's a Pluto retrograde. But Pluto also makes us work with our personal power. And so this particular Pluto retrograde is going to look at our transformation. So again, between the eclipses propel us to go forward. They put us in situations that we have to grow, which is why we're on Earth. And the Pluto retrograde also helps us go doing our inward work on transforming our inner psyches, possibly, and our rigid patterns. So that's just right now going on, but this will last for several months too, this kind of energy. So be prepared, you'll start going inward and making some big changes. Now, there's a lot also that goes on this month, and I'll talk about it as we get closer to different things. But I do want to mention this on May 25th until about May 31st, Jupiter, the biggest planet, the largest planet, and Rahu, which is the North Node, and Rahu breaks old patterns up. They are at exact conjunction in Aries on May 25th to the 31st, and that will be a very challenging time on Earth, May 25th to May 31st, when this is at an exact conjunction. So people they will be out of control. It will be an intense time. May is an intense time. It shakes a lot of people up. May, but remember, it's all going forward for us to grow and to have experiences and to grow. So I always view it in those terms. Okay. So, and the other thing I wanted to talk about too, is I had a lot of questions about this, and then I'm going to answer a lot of questions that we have. And thank you everybody for your questions. I so appreciate them. And there's really great questions. But I did have a lot of questions regarding our guest. We had a guest the other day on our show with James, Both Sides Now and Beyond, on Monday night with Elena Rayo. And Elena is the one that was on our guest who does Qigong, and she teaches Qigong, among many things. She's an extraordinary, kind-hearted, very bright woman that was on our show who does amazing things. And what she talked about was her relationship with her husband who had passed, who they followed the Tibetan Book of the Dead in the process of helping him get to a place where he was about ready to pass. And then when he passed, they followed that book. Now, I don't know the book. I know the book of the book, but I didn't read it, and I don't necessarily follow that. But a lot of people, I just want everybody to know, because it scared some people that, oh my gosh, I didn't do that. Should I have done this? Oh no, what's going to happen to my loved one when they die? Please don't ever go there. James and I like to have people on that show lots of paths. So, so I just want to say it like this. Let's say you are, that was their path. But let's say you are or know somebody that's a devout Christian, and the only thing that they want is Jesus to be there when they pass. That will happen. So whatever your belief system is, that is what will happen. And by the way, if you have no belief system, and if you are an atheist, doesn't really matter. You will find yourself on the other side. Okay. So everybody, so I didn't want anybody to worry about any of that. That was her experience. That's all it was. Okay. And it was an extraordinary experience to hear about. Okay. I hope that helps everybody. Let's see, I've got a lot of questions that I do want to answer here. And let's see, let me get my questions out. Yes. Thank you again for writing them. And so I did want to first talk about, I had so many questions. So, and then this is from Vander Giggles, and she wrote this to me. She said, on your Monday show with James, the guest that you had, which is Elena Rayo, she said lots of people would be leaving the planet in the next while. She said, can I elaborate on this? And she said, and how long would this sudden surge of people, going on for? Well, I think that there are a lot of people that are exiting the planet through their own evolution. I think a lot of people are exiting the planet through their own evolution. And I don't know when this surge would be, but it does feel like it's a little more accelerated. It does feel that way. Especially we had COVID, but I always look at it as I feel that there was just a lot of karma that's been involved with people burning their karma off and ready to go on the other side. So I don't know if that answered the question. I don't know how long the surge of people go on. I really don't know, but I hope that kind of answered the question. So, and then Amy Brown, she said, hi, Kellee. She said, I'm interested in learning about destiny cards. What books or info do you suggest? And she said, my husband would love a reading, and his birthday is 3/25. Well, he is a jack of clubs. So jack of clubs male jacks of clubs are really funny because they have to either really grow up or they can be that kind of young looking, younger guy. So it's a kind of a funny mix, but they're really smart. Jack of clubs are super, super smart people, whether you're female or a male. So, and this is the book that I use. I mean, I use lots of books, but when I do destiny readings, but this is one of the books, Love and Destiny. I love this by Sharon Jeffers. She does destiny, and I love her books. And she also does, she's written a few books, and this one is called Cards of Destiny. Again, Sharon Jeffers. I think her work is great. I love her work. And I also love Robert Camp's book. Robert Camp is the original guy who put this out years ago. So I hope that helps. Okay, Ellen Fuller. Kellee, is the presence or absence of the neat-nick gene related to an astrological sign? Would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, that's so funny, Ellen. Yes, it is called Virgo, double Virgo, triple Virgo. Yes. So Virgo, depending on where it is in your chart, you can always kind of tell if there's one there. You can always tell because the Virgos they're fussy. They've got to have. Now, I'm a Virgo, and for some reason, I don't have that. Honest to God, I don't. I think Dawn wishes I had some of that, but I don't have it. But depending on where it is in your chart. But yeah, Virgo is the answer to that one. Thanks, Ellen. I think that's pretty funny. And Tom Owen, I think you had asked me a question that I did want to answer. So let me get to that because I thought it was a good question, and I appreciated the question. I have so many questions here, but let me just get to this. He said, Kellee, I'm wondering what the origin in your title is. And he said, I know you are a spiritualist. Is that why you call yourself spiritual medium Kellee White? I've always been curious about the spiritual part. Yes. So Tom, let me explain this to you. So years ago, I said to James, what should I call myself? Just, I'm a psychic medium. I mean, so if you're a medium, you are a psychic. So it's almost redundant to say, but it's, for some reason it's out there, psychic medium. So all mediums are psychic. Not all psychics are mediums. So I know people that are just simply psychic, that they're not mediums. But I've always been very spiritual, always. And it was James that said to me, you really are more, when you do your work, you really come from a spiritual standpoint of it. He said, I think you should go by a spiritual medium. And honestly, that's how it came out years ago. And because I've always been a teacher with spirituality, and yes, I'm a spiritualist, no doubt about it. So thank you for that question. I do appreciate the question. Okay, Deanie McAllister. Hi, Kellee. Thank you for being you. Well, thank you for watching. Do you have a message from my sister who was killed in 1987? Her birthday was 1-3. 1-3. Wow. I'll tell you, that's a jack of spades. That's a hard one. I've always said this. Anybody who was born between January 1st, and I have chills around, so I will get her a card, Talking to Heaven. Got James's cards, Talking to Heaven, which I love these cards. I love them. And you can feel her energy around you. That's really interesting. Wow. Let me shuffle these cards. Hold on a minute. Yikes. So, I am sorry. Please forgive me. So I wonder if she's, sorry, forgive her that she passed so young, or many years ago. She had a hard life. January 3rd is a tough one, and that's what I started to say. Deanie, January 3rd, Jack of Spades means to sacrifice, and that's a big sacrifice there, right? I think that is a beautiful, unbelievable thing to do. Okay, Joseph Payton. Hi, Kellee. I appreciate all you do. I dream a lot of my wife who passed last November, and I can feel her presence at times. She's trying to tell me something. Birthday is 11-3. So November 3rd is a 4 of diamonds, and 4 of diamonds actually can be very spiritual. Security is important to a 4 of diamonds, and doing their work on earth. They're hard workers, really hard workers. But let's get her a card. Let me get a card for you. Here we go. I watch over you every day. I watch over you every day, Joseph. Okay, there you go, from your beloved wife. Here you go. Thanks, Anne. Thank you for doing these sessions. You're so welcome. Okay, Karen Sweeney. Hello, Kellee. Seeing if you have time. Any messages for my beautiful sister in heaven? Absolutely, and you are 817, but let me get you a card from your beautiful sister too. She says, it was my time to go. It was my time to go. And you know what's important about this? So many times, and I have a lot of people that don't understand when it is their time, when their loved one goes. I had somebody early this morning that had a problem with that. They couldn't understand why their mother had passed, and they kept almost arguing with, why she was left, because it really wasn't her time to go. But that's actually not accurate. When we go, it is our time to go. There are no mistakes that are made on that, no accidents that are made on that. So anyway, I hope that helps. Karen. So anyway, oh, did I do a card for that? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Hope I did a card. Did I do a card for that? Karen, did I do a card? Okay. If in case I didn't, because I got carried away talking, I want to make sure I did. I am learning over here. So that means she's learning a lot. It means they're studying. And by the way, they do a lot of studying over there. That is one thing that they do. Okay. I have one of these questions. Really wanted to answer this question, and I really appreciated this. And this is from Tanya Spencer Mays. So this is a big question, and it was a great question, Tanya. She said, "What is happening to me? Why is this spiritual awakening so hard?" So Tanya is having a spiritual awakening. Where are these emotions and feelings coming from? So my spiritual awakening began when my grandmother came to me in spirit. I'm not sure when this happened, but, and you are a 6 of diamonds, honey. Your birthday is 10/3, 6 of diamonds. Like my daughter. It's a great day. 6 of diamonds is all about responsibility and financial responsibility, actually. But so let's talk about what is a spiritual awakening, because many people will have spiritual awakenings. And if you're listening to this program, you're probably having some sort of a spiritual awakening because you're drawn to this. So a spiritual awakening is a call, like to our soul comes out, and it's to wake us up. It's to bring us a higher consciousness, and it gives us a deeper mental awareness. And the process of a spiritual awakening brings this personal transformation to us, and it shifts the way we think. It shifts our worldview. And when someone goes through a spiritual awakening, they literally feel a shift in their mental framework. And I can tell you that when I had my spiritual awakening, it sounds almost funny to say, because I can't even believe it, but my background was I was a major workaholic. Believe me, I still kind of am, but a major business person. My business was, I was in the meat business, and I worked hard. I was a vice president, and I worked hard. And I had no belief, really. I didn't have time to even think about this, let alone have these thoughts of this kind of belief. But I would have thought it was absurd. But honestly, but I was so hardwired, it felt like, to do that work that I was doing. And then I had a traumatic brain injury, and that's when I started seeing dead people. And that's when I had this spiritual awakening. It's not, it was a tough way to have a spiritual awakening. And so what causes a spiritual awakening is some sort of life-changing event. So some people, it can be a gradual, subtle shift. Like you start, paying attention to 1111, and all of a sudden you start watching shows like this. Or, that's like a gradual. Mine was not gradual. Mine was like a bump and then kaboom. It was no gradual anything. But common catalysts for spiritual awakening would include, and I'll write this up for people. I'll do this for next Wednesday, but with like a traumatic experience. So a traumatic experience could be the death of a beloved one. That often causes us to go into a spiritual awakening. A divorce can cause it. A serious illness can cause it. All of that. There also is a thing called an existential crisis. And some people will call it like the dark night of the soul. And during an existential crisis, you start asking yourself, like, what's the purpose of life? Like, what is the meaning of life? So I actually had an existential crisis. Ironically, my mother was an existentialist, and later I was too. But I actually had one at 14 years old. At 14 years old, I thought, oh, there's got to be more. Like, I'm going to die, and there's got to be more. And that is an existential crisis. So, and that can be really followed by depression. So that's one way that causes a spiritual awakening. Another one is a near-death experience, and of course, we've heard of near-death experiences, and James and I have talked about it. We have an upcoming show, I think, in a few weeks, to talk about near-death experiences. And so these are some of the ways that you can have a spiritual awakening, and the process is you start. There's like an initiation part, like you start to develop this inner world. You start feeling almost disconnected from the world. You start to develop like an awareness, of that the ego is separate from yourself. And you start to acknowledge that there's an energy in the earth and in the world and you can start to feel this energy. And you start to do what I would call a self-evaluation for it. And then you start looking at your life in areas that you need healing. So often this could be a crisis where you say, I need to go into therapy. You start looking at and confronting yourself and probably others of limited beliefs. And also you watch your negative behavior starts to change. You start just opening up in a way that you would not have imagined before. And the symptoms of this, if you are having a spiritual awakening, or if you know somebody that is, you might feel very hypersensitive. There might be a hyper awareness of things. Your intuition starts to increase. You might have, and I went through this experience, an overwhelming feeling of love, and I don't mean love in the romantic sense. I mean love of others, love of self, love of nature, love of animals. In my case, I actually started painting. I really had quite a breakthrough there. Never painted in my life. You might have lucid dreams where you're so clear of what's going on. You start to feel like synchronicities and deja vu. And there also can be a loneliness because you might have difficult connecting with family and peers. You might feel disconnected. So those are all the things that people go through when they have a spiritual awakening. And some of you may be having one right now, or you may know of others. But always be really gentle on yourself, because many of us chose in this life to wake up in this life. And what does that mean to wake up? It means to understand that this is our temporary home. Earth, we're here. We're a soul. We are our soul first, and we're having a physical incarnation. And when you start to view things that way, everything shifts in your life. Everything shifts. So I hope that helps here. Okay. So I hope that helps. And Vicki, I'm going to give you a card. Vicki, this is for you, honey. Oh, this is so funny. Oh, bless his heart. I am standing right next to you. Notice the clouds, Vicki. In fact, my God, that looks like him. I'm standing right next to you. Oh my God, you've got the most magical husband on the other side. It is unbelievable. Okay, so Patricia Aldana, happy Thursday. Thankful every time I listen to you and James. So comforting. Thanks, honey. I'm confused with my birth sign, 222. Am I a club or a spade? You are a 3 of diamonds. So 222, February 22nd, is a 3 of diamonds. So 3 of diamonds is the most challenged card in the deck. So there are several birth placements that are 3 of diamonds. Like if you were born off the top of my head, like September 8th is a 3 of diamonds. But there's lots of dates that are 3 of diamonds. But it's not an easy one. It means that you're here to deal with a lot of past karmas, a lot of past life challenges. In this lifetime, you said, all right, I'll just take it on. It's like to make up karma in this life. So things would not feel fair often to a 3 of diamonds. You always have to watch negativity. I have the most creative people that I know are 3 of diamonds, the most creative. They're often singers, dancers, actors, musicians, artists, really, really creative people. And they're really smart, or they could be amazing business people too. So I hope that helps. Hi, Lori Counts. I hope that helps, because that is a lot of what people do. Okay. Kellee, Emily Louise. Kellee, I work as a counselor with patients. Good for you. In chronic pain, that's a tough one. Humbling. I experience challenges understanding why the staff treats them a certain way. I feel like I'm the patient, metaphorically, any advice or card. Yeah, Emily. So I can. I mean, you're obviously an empath. You're working with, I mean, God bless you. That's a, you must be really divinely chosen to do that work because that's a tough one and it would be humbling for sure. And I bet you experience challenges with understanding why the staff treats them a certain way. People are, everybody's in their own, I don't know, they're, most people are not connected is what I'm trying to say. And not everybody is an empath. And I wish that everybody was kind and loving and helpful. And they're just not. And I would think that maybe the reason they're working there is to learn that, I would think. I'd like to think that, but let's get a message from your guides. This is from James's card, message from the guides. And if you don't have these cards, these are great ones too. If I can open them up, they're great to have. But good for you for doing the work that you're doing, Emily Louise. I think that's fantastic. Fantastic. Here we go. And yours, understand your body, but you're working with pain. So understand, that's pretty funny. That's pretty good. Understand your body. So don't take on their pain. Okay. Don't take on their pain. And everybody's here to learn. Okay, Emily. So don't take on their pain. But good for you for doing that work because I think it's extraordinary. And I wanted to answer this. Jean Marie, you said that you took a picture and you showed me the picture of your grandson's light, bright creation. And you wanted to know what my thoughts were about the orbs in the picture. And it was a beautiful picture. Definitely. Those are orbs in the picture. So it wasn't just the light. I understand what your husband might think it's a reflection from the light. It was definitely orbs around your grandson because the granddad had passed. So for sure, honey, for sure. I think that's amazing. Let's see. So, and Tippy Landis, she said, Kellee, I've been thinking a lot about the impact of our lives with artificial intelligence. Yeah, that's something, right? This AI that they're talking about. How will this affect our spiritual journey here on Earth? Would artificial intelligence take our creativity away, including music, art, and writing? It's a very good question. I think we were always going to have musicians here, artists here, writers here. We have to really covet them and make sure that they're taken care of and that they're looked after and that they are, have the freedom and space to do this work. Always. They're the ones that help us all with our emotions, really. And so I think it will have an impact on our lives, this artificial intelligence. It's kind of frightening to think about, but I think it will have an impact, And this kind of, I think this was the question. I had another question around this, something similar to this. And this is from Karen Sanders. And she said, hi, Kellee, I just love you and James. A friend asked me to ask you, are any humans going to be able to survive here on Earth while Earth is renewing itself? And so it's kind of reminds me of the last question, because we will always have humans on Earth. I mean, yes, people will always survive. Earth will continue to go on. It is going through a renewal process, no doubt. It has to, as we all are. But Earth will always survive and always be here. And there will, I believe, my personal belief is that there will always be humans here to do the work on Earth that they need to do. So having said that, going back to AI, even though Earth will change and people will change and all kinds of things will happen, I still believe in the goodness of things to go forward. I do believe that. So I hope that answers that question here. So I hope that helps. So Coogan Nager, hi Kellee, can I please have a card from my late grandmother? Absolutely. Grandmothers are so important in the world. Hi Rita, wishing you health and happiness too, Rita. Yes, I think grandmothers are everything. So let's get a card here. I send you loving signs through nature. Yay. So when we think about nature, everybody, our guides, our loved ones often send us all kinds of like wonderful birds or animals or dreams. And in fact, somebody wrote to me, and I have to answer this question. It was about ducks. It was a great question about ducks. And if I can find this question, somebody told me that they felt like their husband was sending them ducks. And oh, here it is, Luann Ford. She said, "Hi, Kellee. Do you think ducks can be a sign from our loved ones who passed?" Yes, 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 yes. She said, "My husband passed away in January of 2022. I'm sorry, honey. She said, "I came home tonight and I found a wild duck swimming on my pool cover and a duck standing on the side of the pool. It was the oddest thing." So let's talk about ducks and their meaning. Ducks tell us like to stop taking things so seriously. They want to lighten things up. They want us to enjoy life more. And ducks represent new beginnings. So a new phase in life. So I would say, honey, that your husband is saying, let's get going. You're going to go through a new phase in your life. That's what I would say that. So Isabella Preciando Cirilli, and sorry, I hope I got that kind of close. Hi, Kellee. Wow, what you described just blew me away. And your birthday is July 3rd, and it means you're a Queen of Diamonds. She said, if spiritual awakening is what I'm going through, it's a natural process, or do I need to do something? It is a natural process. So before we incarnate, one of the things that we may want to do on the other side that we come in to do is to have a spiritual awakening. It happens because we're ready for it. Okay. Like in this lifetime, you would be ready for it. And it doesn't happen like if you're a young soul and you've been around the block just a few times and you're just kind of new with Earth and not that many lives here, you would not probably be having a spiritual awakening. But when you're an old soul, you've been around the block, you've done a lot of work, you start to open up spiritually on yourself. And that is then a spiritual awakening. It's a natural process. It leads us to a place of comfort and wisdom. And ultimately, that's where we want to go with it. Okay. And so, yes, it's a natural process. Thank you for, Heather Chamberlain Pike, they treat us like drug seekers. So thank you for what you're doing. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for saying that. Justin Stinger Coel. Hi, Kellee. First time seeing you live by yourself. Oh, great. I just recently came across you and James a couple of weeks ago. Oh, thanks, Justine. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know so many people named Justine now. It's mind-boggling. In my phone, I have to Justine. I have to put all their names. I have so many Justines now. I never heard that name. Now I've got tons of them. So thank you for that. Wanda Mann, I agree. You are truly comforting. Thank you. Just knowing we are not alone is a big comfort. Would love to hear from my husband, who I miss. Yeah, of course. Of course. I have chills. He's definitely around here, Wanda. Definitely. I am with the rest of the family. So he's with you and with the family. There you go. Our loved ones are always around. They just are. Here we go. So this is Maria Clairvoyant. Oh, Maria the Clairvoyant. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Kellee, this is my first time through. So one card, please. I watch you guys with James. And I have all his oracles and books. Well, great. I'm glad you do. So let's get you, Maria, a card. Okay, we'll get you one from James. Messages from the guides. How's that? Here we go. Appreciate your talents. There you go, Maria. Appreciate your talents. So this is good. And often when we're a medium, I don't even know if we take the time to appreciate the work that we do. Usually you get so busy that you forget. Oh my gosh. Patty Mott, she said, am I an Arcturian? I don't know, Patty. That would be a session I'd have to do because I don't know right now. I know I do a lot of starseed sessions with people, and I can usually tell them where they're from. If you feel you're a starseed, you should definitely do a session with me. And Arcturians are very old, wise beings that come here to help the planet ascend, to help lift the planet up. They're light workers. I am an Arcturian. I absolutely know I am. Banish, she says, Kellee, I'm getting difficulty in choosing the right career for me. Sometimes I want to go towards science, or sometimes I want to be an artist. My birthday is July 2nd. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. So July 2nd is the King of Diamonds. And so my stepmother, Judy, is July 2nd. And she was a major artist with that, major artist. And has done extraordinary work, and with a business with it. I mean, unbelievable. So there is a pull for that, to become an artist that birthday. But the other thing about that is science, and because you're a female, I believe you're a female with a male brain, and that also can really lead to a science background. So I don't know what you would choose. I don't know, but let's get a message from the guides, because you King of Diamonds, if they focus, there is nothing they can't do. Nothing. Okay? Nothing they can't do. Live your bliss. I don't know if that's going to help you, but whatever makes you the happiest, I think, is from your guides. And Bernadette says, Desir says, I keep finding feathers. So feathers often come from our guides, can come from our loved ones, no doubt. Often I find feathers coming from our guides, just to let you know that they're with you on this journey, go in this direction. Guides know us and know our path better than we do. They know our path. And although they know our path, when we come to Earth, we have free will. And because we have free will, they can't say, don't go there, don't go there. They watch us. They can maybe impress on us, go in this direction. But we might go, yeah, I felt it, but I'm going to go the other way. And they'll be like, okay, here we go again. So often they'll leave us things like feathers. Feathers are a big one, I would say, from guides. Ann Rogers, you saw a beautiful butterfly today. That's great. I hope you asked who was that, your mother or father, or I hope you asked, because that's important. Crystal Cook, Kellee, I'm a 5 of spades. Can you please pull a card for me? I really appreciate it. Oh, I'm listening to your shows from New Zealand. Yay. Absolutely. Let's get you a card from the guides as well. Thanks for listening from all the way from New Zealand. Wow. I love that area. Here we go. Like attracts like. So I'm not sure how this plays out in your life right now, but like attracts like. So if you keep your vibration high, and you will meet people of the same caliber. Now, 5 of spades often are healers. They're just natural healers. So I'm not sure what you do, but natural healing is important there. Ann Rogers, she said, my brother had seen a duck go to the rubble that's left from my mom's house after it burned to the ground. He went to look, and she was laying on her nest. That's the house our brother died in when it burned. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. But your brother had seen a duck go. Oh, so saw the duck through the rubble. Okay, got it. Let's get a card from your brother here, Ann. But so the duck was indicating then, a new beginnings here. And I'm sorry that happened. Wow, your brother died in that house. Wow, this earth is hard, isn't it? This school is tough. Really, really tough. Absolutely. He says, I am surrounded by loving animals. So I got chills everywhere. Here we go. He's surrounded by animals. So Mark, let's get you a card. Mark Brevard, I know that tomorrow's a card. My birthday is 11/27, but I know that tomorrow's an important day for you too, Mark. So let's get a card from your mom. I don't know. Let's just get a card from your mom. How's that? Okay, here we go. I always give you a kiss goodnight. Your mom is always there with you, honey. She'll be with you tomorrow. And it's an important day tomorrow. Important day. Okay? I hope that helps. Barbara Rosenfield. Kellee, I've been feeling tired, anxious, and this is unusual for me. Could this be part of what's happening with our universe? Yes, yes, and yes. So these energies have made people very tired and anxious, both. And so I would say, drink a lot of water, rest, take good care of yourself. 1117. Let's just look at this for a minute. 1117 is a 3 of clubs. So 3 of clubs is very, very psychic. James is a 3 of clubs, but it's a 3 of clubs is if it can produce as anxiety. Because the intuition is so strong, sometimes it does. So I would say get as grounded as you can, because this energy, particularly in the last week and a half, and going forward for another week and a half, it's almost volatile energy. It's intense. So I think that will change, Barbara. I would just, if you live in a place where you can take your shoes off and walk outside and ground yourself and start talking to nature. Nature is a wonderful place to heal. If you're just walking around out, it's really, if you can do that, that would be wonderful. And Marjorie's, your brother was a duck hunter and a guide. Okay. So there you go. Oh, so that makes sense with the animals. There you go. Thank you for that. Megan Hogan, September 5th, going through stuff with my sister and dad. Will they sort things out as they are disrupting the family? I am holding things together. It's hard, isn't it, Megan? I will tell you, families going through stuff, you just wonder, right? When you get to the other side, you're going to be looking at these people. You're going to get back together and say, why did you have to be such an asshole? Why did you have to do this? It's mind-boggling what families go through. And I'm sorry when you have to sort through stuff. It's very rough. It does pass. Okay, Megan, it does pass. And you're September 5th, and September 5th is a 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds just wants peace. They just want peace. And it's tough to find peace in families. I don't even know if it's possible. Every once in a while, you get a family. I'm always curious what's underneath the hood in a family that says, oh, no, we all get along great. I'm always like, really? Let me look under that hood. But let's get you a card here. How about this? Give without expectation. Give without expectation. So maybe just let them all have everything and kind of work itself out. It will work itself out. Okay. Mitzi Carruthers. Hi, Mitzi. So happy to catch you live. I just love to hear from you and James. Well, let's get you a card, Mitzi. Here we go, because I know you are in like Zimbabwe. I think it's Zimbabwe, right? Calm is not a weakness. Okay, this is one of my favorites. Calm is not a weakness. It's really a superpower strength. If you can be calm during any of this, it's a big deal. Marge, hi Marge Rutka. Hi Kelly. Do javelinas have meaning, or javelinas? Yes, aren't those? I just thought of that. Aren't those like those kind of like pig-like things that run across? I think, and I don't know what the exact meaning is, but one crossed your path when when you were hiking in Sedona last summer, the day before my dad passed away. There you go. I've hiked many times in Sedona. I have never seen one before. Oh, 100%, 100%. I have chills that would have been an omen, or I need to say a warning, but a message. Let's call it that. It would have been a message, not a warning. It would have been a message. Yeah, because that's such an oddball one. Yeah, for sure. It was giving you, just letting you know. I said to James the other day, I don't know if you saw this posted this on Facebook. He sent me a picture of it. He was walking in an area. He was hiking actually with his friend, and they looked down, and there was right smack in front of him a giant, I have a picture of it. I couldn't believe it. Giant rattlesnake. I don't know. As soon as he sent me this, it was just enormous. I said, well, that's a lot of change and transformation. That's a big one. So when you see things like this, and it's a big deal here. Okay, Tracy H. Question: is there a difference energy and read on a destiny card based on a male or female? Yes. Say a Jack of Diamonds. Some characteristics, whether for a male or female. Yeah, there are, because a Jack of Diamonds for a male would represent either on the high side is the king, on the low side it's the male guy that doesn't really grow up much. Okay, and for the female, it represents on the high side the queen, on the low side somebody that hasn't really matured yet. So it always has that. But also for the female, it has this almost energy of like popping out of a cake energy, like 4th of July energy. 4th of July is actually a Jack of Spades day. So good question. Thank you for that. Bridget Wagner, I would love to hear from my deceased mother. She was very in touch with her spirituality, but struggled with life on earth. She was a 2-1 baby. Well, that kind of explains it. February 1. Here we go again. Just like at the top of the show, Jack of Spades. So we said January 3rd is a Jack of Spades. February 1st is also a Jack of Spades. So Jack of Spades is a sacrifice card. It's a tough one. And your birthday is a 10-1, and that's 8 of diamonds. So 8 of diamonds, and almost always has a special relationship with their mother. Almost always, and or as a mother. So let me get you a card here from your mom. Nope, I already had that one. Sorry about that. Hold on a minute. Let's get this another one. Here we go. I am just a thought away. Your mom must have liked animals. That was 2 cards I picked up with animals here. Just a thought away. Okay, honey, just know that she is here. Okay, Eric. Hi, Kellee. Curious if you can ask Spirit if it's possible to change your soul contract. Much love and just love your show. And I enjoyed my reading with you on 323. Well, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Okay, so can we ask our spirit, or our spirit guides, I think you mean, or spirit, maybe our soul. Maybe, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. If it's possible to change our soul contract. I think that would require like a deep, like long time of deep meditation and asking for, a different path. Or don't forget this, we have free will here. So is it that you wanted to change the contract to do a certain thing or not have so much trouble, or that? I don't know exactly, Eric. I can't remember what you were working on, but it's so I don't know if that's necessarily possible, because we do, although it's probably possible, probably. I don't know. It's such a good question. I'll be pondering that all night. I'll be thinking about that. That's a really good question. Helen Maher, can I sneak in a mini reading? Yes, I don't have your birthday, but let's get you a card from the guides. Trust your intuition, Helen. Trust your intuition. Okay. Now let me just look at these other questions that people had asked me, because I did want to. Okay, Kim Jones Gant. She said, "Hi, Kellee." She said, "It's been a tough 8 months with some close family issues, going back to family issues again." She said, "I would love a card and some insight, really hoping to get better or some breakthrough to happen." So this period that we're in tomorrow with this eclipse, for everybody, I would say sit and do some inward meditation. Really go deep in this meditation and think about moving forward. What do you want to let go of? What's not good for you? What do you need to change internally, and to help you to let go so you can move forward? Family issues, as I mentioned, we come together as a family, and I don't know a family that doesn't have issues. And it's rough on everybody. It just is. So, and you are a 4 of diamonds, and 4 of diamonds would love the family to be together. And all 4s love family to get along and to be together. So I would say this, Kim, I would say, make sure you are just take a spiritual approach. And it goes like this. A spiritual approach with family goes, oh, this is what I'm learning about this and this and this. And this is who you are. And this is where they're coming from. And remember, James and I talk about this a lot. Our family members, just because we are family, doesn't mean that they're not limited or they have their own issues, and kind of start to view it in that way. And just know that things do get better. I happen to believe that on most occasions, families can come back together, and sometimes they can't. Sometimes they just friggin' can't. And that's understandable, So I hope that helps. Oh, Dana Sparkles. Hi, Kellee. I've just recently found out that I was accepted to do a master's degree from September, where I will be studying in both Scotland and the south of France. Okay, how great is that? I would love if you could give me a card, and your birthday is December 13th. Well, December 13th is a 5 of clubs, and 5 of clubs loves their freedom. They love to travel. They love to learn. So bravo on getting your master's degree. South of France and Scotland, 2 of my favorite places. I think that's so great. I think that's great. So let's get you a card too from the guides that says, feel joy in all that you do. Feel joy in all that you do. Okay. And I think that's great. And I get so much pleasure. I in the south of France. I love the south of France. I love it. My God, I had some of the greatest times there. Okay, Lori Clark, can I pull a card for you? Yes, absolutely, Lori. Let's get you a card here. Okay. Forgive yourself, Lori. So compassion for whatever we have gone through. And this is a good card for everybody. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever it was that you've gone through, whatever it is that you needed to learn. You know, again, life life is challenging. It just is. The more spiritual approach you take to it, it seems to be, you have an understanding and a wisdom, and it seems to me to be a little easier to do that. I think so. But life on Earth is a tough one. So I want to let everybody know that tomorrow is this big eclipse. So tomorrow, make sure, go to my website or go to my Facebook page or my Instagram, and you'll see the time for your wherever you are living. And in Pacific time, it starts at 8:14 a.m. tomorrow morning. And so pay attention to this eclipse. If you can, stay inward. If you can, obviously we have things to do and lots to do. And just, take some time for yourself to go inward and do some meditating if it's possible. Okay. I think that would be really, really good. Hi, Gary. He says, Kelly, are you able to see my messages in the chats? Well, I just saw it now. I get so many, Gary, that I do the best I can. But let's get you a card here, Gary. How's that? Okay. Journey Within, which is exactly what I'm talking about right now. Tomorrow, everybody should do a journey within. Really think about your life going forward and be really conscious of it. Okay. Oh, Christy Oucher, Kelly, playing outside with my grandson today and feathers everywhere. Felt my girl so strongly. Oh, honey, your daughter just loves you so much. So much. Feathers from her for sure. For sure. So thank you, everybody. I'm glad. Oh, hi, Charlene. Hey, Elizabeth. Nice weather out there. Hope everybody has a great week. And Monday's show, James and I are going to be doing readings. Finally, we're going to do readings for people. So please join us on Monday for readings with James and me. And it's going to be really fun, a fun show. So take care. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And I will see you Monday. Take care.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.